Hello future tech leaders, I'm Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
These kind of scenarios you will get, like they will give one location on file location. Usually, so when file location, and what we need to do is some other team will put some files in this location. .c file. Still the files file based. Integration is face a lot of heroes with 5 best integration. Okay, so MuleSoft need to read this file. Okay, and it has to process this file, means it has to insert to database. Is what a recording inside the file. Read the file. Get the record and insert to Salesforce. But the same recording we set to database. Okay, so get the record from the file and insert to Salesforce and insert to database. You saying that in this case, we do the get and location information. We put that in a file, CSV file. And when we do a get, it's not about location. In any record, I know for this situation, we say in location, but it could be an error occur. So basically get and output will be a file. This is kind of we know. Event-based integration. Event-based integration, we can say that you can configure a one listener. Once my scheduler that always reads the file. Okay, it always in the file. If the file is available, to fix the file, and it has to, insert the same record to Salesforce system and the database system. Okay, so in this requirement, they will ask you that, okay, there is no dependency, like first you need to insert the Salesforce or first you need to insert database. There is no such dependence. Parallelly, you can insert the record. Whatever record you get from the CSV file, that record you can insert to Salesforce and database parallelly. This is the important thing. Okay, in parallel means if you put a sequence, how do you insert a sequence first? You insert to Salesforce. Then you insert to database, right? For example, to insert to Salesforce, it takes 2 seconds and insert a database, it takes 1 second. So how much total time? It takes 3 seconds to insert to database and Salesforce. Right. So if you insert the record in parallel, then within 2 seconds, the two record got inserted to both the Salesforce and database systems, right? So how can you achieve this in the MuleSoft? That is a question of people. When there are multiple things, you need to achieve those multiple things. You need to process in parallel, not in sequential. How? What is a component? That will manage parallel execution. So that component is called scatter gather. Is very important component in the new software scatter. I heard that but I never understood. What is that for in the scatter gather? Is that out there? What we do is scatter gather is looks like this or scatter gather. There are multiple parts will be there. This is the O you were sure. Sorry, I wasn't looking okay. So can you go up a little bit? I just want to see what the draw you made earlier. My location. Read the file from a CSV and insert to Salesforce and get to database. But Salesforce it take 2 seconds. For database it take 1 second. So in total it requires 3 seconds to insert to both the systems. Right, so okay, so but you clearing. So this, let's talk about this a little bit. And so before the file location, before the CSV file, remember my requirement. Requirement is that to read the location information on system right, Are you saying that when you read that you produce CSV file? Yeah, we will. I will put a CSV file over in this location for suppose some location. I will put a CSV file, okay. Some locations. In this part, I put the CSV file. That CSV file I need to pick. The CSV file contains all the records of that location. Says you, you can set that record to Salesforce and database. That is my requirement. I have to insert a Salesforce database. Yeah, so if you insert these record to its force and database in sequence manner, first you insert to Salesforce. It take 2 seconds of time, then it's done. Then come to sales and database. Into to database, it takes 1 second of time. So it totally requires 3 seconds to insert to Salesforce and database. So you insert in 2 different systems. 2 different systems, right? Okay, yeah. So how you include the performance of system? That is the question, how there is no dependency, like first you need to insert to Salesforce. Yeah, so I can insert in any manner. Yeah, so can is my request is a little bit different. Okay, yeah, so before the file. Okay, before the file. There is a system that has the location information. There is a through API. Okay. Okay, so through API we can get location information. You want? I wonder, yeah. What you're right. So the information about the location information from system, the one you just doing it. We want to sync that with the SQL, and so this is a table a system called a service. Now, okay. Service now has, I don't know what is a while, I do still see. Yeah, I don't know my screen. My screen goes black and yeah. So in here, there is a, I can show you a way to get this through API, and this is what contains the location. All the columns in the table. Okay. So, and I think the field that we need is that, let me go back 1 second. Let me do this duplicate and CM location. So if I do this, the list, we need a like. We need either the full name or the name in information. This is the one of this, I'm sure, I think might be. Maybe the full name, okay? So, with this full name information, right? This information come from this table, right? It's a full name. Yeah, full name. Supposed to be here like this. Yes, will name. A name is also there. Yeah, they both should be here. Yeah, and anyway, this is a table, so this location information is needed for another system. Okay? And the other system is this system, right? Totally different system. And in this system, we use something called a custom location. So for the two systems to sync. Right? Okay. And to get sync. So right now, this is my test environment. So if I do this, so right now this is my test system, but this is only have a few. That's all I need. Yeah, for the other system might be only need a full name thing to be here. So what happens then is in this system. If you realize in the see a custom location to tell the people where, then where the system is. What is where the system is located? And the location of that is coming from here. For example, like one of them could be, like a child, child daycare to 511 Franklin Avenue. So when a system is having problem, we want to target the location information from this system. So this system doesn't know much about the location, but this location that we utilize is coming from here. So every time there's a new location, they're gonna add here. Okay, so to the goal is now is to have all this location information into this SQL table, and also every time that there is an update here, that we also sync with the table. Okay, so can you show me the columns of the nodes table? In here, self-serve from nodes. Can you show me the columns fields of the nodes table? Here in the SQL server, select from nodes. If you put it icon, I want to see all the fields of the nodes table. The nodes table. You wanna run a query like this, or you wanna see? First off, from nodes here, yes, run this. Yeah, look at this, my screen's dark now. This one, you're gonna see a lot of names. This what I did. The only custom location is only one field that we need to get from the service. Now right here. Okay, so what? What about the rest of information? Means there are bunch of records, bunch of information right over here. What is this name too? So no, actually, we're not updating the nodes table. All we need to do is populate the location information into the custom location table. Yeah, this is what I show you. It has only one column. Stable, no stable in the nodes table only or I. See, so that's actually a good point. So I think then is no, I think it's from here. Then there's whole lot of information is when the load stable, right? So yeah, so from here is a column. Your description location. And how it's a custom location. So there's two type of locations. You're right. There's two term locations in this table. One location is that system. Discover is stuff and he knows the location information. The other custom location is the one that it's not discovered. It's not discoverable from the system. So that means we create our custom location. To open the table from the left-hand browser, you can the query custom location, comma location, so that we can see the two locations of between the query right in. Yeah, location. Yeah, no, it's good. So that, for example, I have one system. Only custom location. Show me that record loads. I'm gonna say that, for example, maybe this might be easier. So this is one system. Catch on the DNS community. System and society. Description. Location this one location is the company. Come on. So here I think custom status nodes. I saw it 1 second. So this one custom location says this you want. And I can't even show you the front, how it looks like the GUI. So this is interesting. So even if we grab that from the, if we grab the location information on the other system, we cannot insert. Because if in this table there are so many fields, right? So yeah, at least we need to insert the primary key information. So for this table, there should be 1 or 2 primary keys. We need to insert the primary key information along with that location information. If you don't insert the primary key information, you can't create a record. What we can do is you can create one more table with the location. Yeah, okay, then we can. You can sync to the Salesforce location and Salesforce process. What is the size? No location in the SQL server. Just create one table with the location information. That will. Yeah, that's what I thought we were using. But this is the application that use the location information. So if I go here, okay, I'm pick one of the systems. This is the system we were playing with. This might test environment. And so here, from this system, still loading. So this system has, you see that custom location and it says DC1. Yeah, so whenever there's a problem about this system, when we send in information to another system, we can send with location information. That's the goal. So the problem now is even if we get the location information from ServiceNow, exactly, yeah, we cannot. And with that information, we cannot just put here. I thought was the isolated table, but it looks like it's a table that has a lot of fields. Exactly. We don't have information about those fields, right? Yeah. And the only thing that we need on this field from the nodes, are the custom locations. Yeah, so we cannot insert this because it has to go through whatever the primary key here in the on the nodes. Exactly, and I'm sure in nodes. It's called DPA nodes, and I think here is that they have something called like ID, something like that, and come on. What you can do is you can create one table with this location in you. Yeah, only the custom location, so that we can work it out, and that, well, how we go. If we create a separate table, call a location, how can it be used here? Okay, just create a table in the location over here, and I can tell you what it is. For the mule, how we can interact with this table? No, I know, but what for the other system? For the other system that we want to. For this system that has. Like under nodes table right here. When we create a table, how can we then end? How come then this node stuff can utilize that? Yeah, if only. No, I didn't get you. Actually, what is a nodes contains a whole lot of information, but that information is not available from the Salesforce. Yeah, we synchronize this equal. A table and this service. No such not possible, right? Yeah, because from the service. No, we need to get the information that is required to insert the nodes table and service. Know what you're saying is. It is, we are getting only location information from this service now, right? So in that case, this table nodes table is not feasible. We need to create one more table with the location field and we can synchronize the table and the service now. You still want to synchronize the nodes table to the service. Now, then we need to find out what are the primary keys, primary P fields that required in the table, and we need to insert the primary fields also while posting the location information. Very Adam. Okay, so what is why I was trying to see the primary key on the nodes. This is the table, this is the type, the BSC. BSC nodes in the query brother. Come to the next line. Come to the next line. Yeah, somewhere in the next time. Oh, yeah, no, go to new line, take a new line any day. Okay, BSC. BSKS. Notes, take that any. What's the DSC? Is that description? Describe? Oh, it's not. Here it is not working. There's some other databases. I used to see this one. Yeah, but look, this is the node. I've seen node by itself. I think you call DPO nodes. Okay, so. Yeah, I thought was. Isolated table, but looks like it's not from DPO nodes. See that? So it's called DPO nodes. But when I come here on the left, this is the DPO. Not starts here. It's not category no child. Don't IP address. It's a solar moons. Yeah, that's a system. That's a sees this DSI and starts and So modules, they're not flow, okay. Actually, it is on the side. Don't no go down. Oh, what is the second? Holder, that one right. Wrap the straw, what sorry. You can see the tour. Yeah, okay. Come to a stall. Stall don't yeah. All the way down. The real license, the right, sorry, T. And so on. I'm sure it is DPO. Notes only just excluded query. So let's talk from DPO notes. Yeah. The right hand. Yeah, that excluded. Copy a certain expert at 40. Just I want to see. Yeah, it's the new notes only. String. I don't know if they're hiding I. Don't know. That's a V. So here is this the VM. Okay. Anyway, I don't know why it's not showing I. Don't know, is there? Like it might be our permission related. That is stitches. Anyway, I think in the notes table I was going to show you notes table has a something called a. I can even show you here. Can you create a table over here? It is possible to create a table. Yeah, I might, but here look at this. Every note has something called an object ID. It has that number. Every system. I think that's the primary key. Which I don't think we can use it. I'm back in 1 second. Yeah, no ready. Yeah, so in under the notes, there's a key called a field, called a note ID. That's the primary. And for that number, for example, if I can grab this 424, 457, I can go 42247 and then say come here. And if I put 4247, then it's going to display the information about the other system. I think that's the primary key. So my question to you is that your explanation earlier, we can create another table and put the location information here. That's good. But how then? How then we can use that information inside and update the custom location in this table? So that's the hard thing to do, isn't it? Because yeah, so we cannot populate the custom and location information here without considering the the primary key, right? Assume that we get this location number also from the service now. In that case, we can insert, this field, local node ID and the custom location. That location name we can add. We can create a record. But the other fields are null, like this object, type IP address. These should be, blank. So yeah, we don't want these two fields. Yeah, we don't want that. So maybe I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, I don't know, it's really tough. We can create a file and then have someone to import the CSV file. Because in SolarWinds it allows us to. So I don't know. This is even. I don't know. So even here there's other tables. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta think about that. So for the time we have, can you? Okay, we'll come back to this. Because I thought we could, we could sync it up. We can sync both systems and based on locations. But the problem we have, as you said many times, I think I understand, but I'm going to say last time that the problem is that when we get the location from the service now, we cannot insert the information directly into the nodes table. And we have the node ID from the service node table. Say that again. Until we have a node ID in the service node table. Yeah. Because the node ID is okay. We can insert the node ID. Yeah, which we don't have it but then, yeah, I don't know. It's really tough to do this because we're having these two fields, like location name. And you can see that just your practice only, right? Yeah, but here's what we could do. That's really your point. Here's one thing that's amazing. You said, and so let's say, for example, this is service node, service now. And service now. There's a table, CMDP-CI, that and let's say that one of the systems we were looking for and on SolarWind is this guy. Okay, we got a couple of different records, but let's pick the first one. So this one, you see that this one has a location. It is fairly good at that. Okay, so we can utilize. We can go after the system names. We can go after the system name and grab a location, sometimes Adams. What would be the case like? The node's table, right? The node would be auto-incremented. So we need not insert that node ID will get auto-incremented. And we can improve. We can add this information. We have IP address information over here. We have the This information, whatever information available over here, we can map this information to the Salesforce table. Okay, first we need to list down what are the information available in the service node. See, if you see this UI, there is a name, there is a set tag location. Description, status, environment, manufacturer. You need to write all these fields in this service node. And we write down all the fields from the nodes table. Then we need to see what field map to what field in this database. Then we need to write transformation about from the service node. This field is mapped to this field. This field mapped to this field, like that. We write our transformation so that this data will be moved to the nodes table. First, we need to see what are the compatible fields in the service node and in the database. So for this one, for that I like how you explain it. But right now, in this need for the need that we have, okay, we want this table called CMDB, the CIA. The server name. Is this name? What's the name? Yeah, the name and the location. That's a tool that we need right now. The name has two. I think the name still exists on the other system. But the location doesn't exist. Other is to me, since he is the database, right? What you're saying about. So again, several times. You will name existing other system. Means that the year. Excuse me. Yeah, okay. This like if I go this name right now and search, the system is here. That system is here, yeah. But the location is not there. So I understood your requirement. So what do you want to? What is your requirement? Is you need to synchronize the nodes table and the service know that information right. Okay. So what we can do is you can write some MuleSoft integration code with this scheduler. Okay, the scheduler will schedule for an interval 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 1 hour, something like that. Yeah, if I mean to trigger it will go to the Salesforce. Sorry to go to these. Service no. Yeah, the location information and try to insert that information to the database. So for that also we need to configure something like watermarks. Yeah, what it always fetches the latest information. Right, so yeah, I understand that part. Yeah, but helping me understand. And the first time it goes to service. Now, right, yeah? And it grabs what? Yeah. So I think I don't know. So any code to fix the information from the service now. Say that again. Do you want any MuleSoft integration code that will return information from the service? Now no, but I can easily do that. I can do ABI. Exactly. Through ABI, I can do the get method. That's fine. Very good. The very first task we do see how I can, fetch the information from ServiceNow to MuleSoft. Yeah, okay, that's okay. That is easy. But what I'm trying to think of is that, and like this example, I just showed to you that the system name exists. So there's something I didn't share, I didn't tell you. So this in ServiceNow, right? Okay, yeah. ServiceNow. This table has a lot. There's a lot of records here. Right? Yeah, this one, like that the table has a 7 system names. As you can see, it has it, close to the million record there, right? And so we don't want to. The other system doesn't have all of this, but it has only the systems that it cares about. So for those subsystems that the other system cares about is the ones that we need their location. Not everything that this table or this system has. So maybe, I don't know. I don't know how we can do this, but maybe one idea is that check if the system existed here. And if the system exists, then do. What you were saying? Where grab, the system. Grab the location and then map the location for information from here to the other one, to the C. Did you look up to the customer location? Based on the node name. Okay. So that means, yeah. That means we updated the record, right? We updated the CMD. What do you call the common location field? That's all we do right now. We're not creating anything, but we just updating. Right? Yeah. You're not creating anything weird. In the school, here we're not creating anything new, or we do this. All we're doing is that if this system and like if this system exists, begin this. So that was all. If this, yeah, this is so we can find a right. I think there's another better. Yeah, system name, for example, if this system exists. And if this system exists in ServiceNow, then grab the location from service. Grab the location information from ServiceNow. And then that information updated. Then update the common location. Because there's a field here call out. We saw it right in the notes. There's a field called a custom location. So if the customer location, I don't know it's getting, I thought was simple project, but it looks like it's getting a little bit more complicated. I think we need to look at different angles. I like the idea. Now we check in. We check in the system here. The system name here, right? And if this system exists in SolarWind, grab the location information. And if the graph is that location doesn't exist here, then insert. That's it. Okay. Oh, if it exists. If there is any change, then only modify, right, if it exists. But if it exists, don't touch, don't do anything. Don't do anything. If not exist, then only insert. Insert the location information. But the problem now is that, as you said, no. If the location information is not there, then you can't do anything. If the location on this note is empty, then update. Update it with the correct location. If it exists, okay, no need to do anything. Yeah, if it exists, it doesn't do anything, don't do anything. But if it doesn't exist, then update the common location based on the system limits. Okay. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.